Alrighty, it is me again, Dusti Martin with Platinum Living Realty, bringing you your Phoenix real estate monthly market update for the month of April 2020. It's currently May 8th. Let's get right to it. All right, our active listings are down 28.2% over this time last year. As you know, we've been on lockdown here for about 6 weeks. We are just now opening back up partially today here in Phoenix. And so our active listings are down over last month. That was to be expected. Our inventory was low to begin with when all of this started. And our sold listings are down about 31% over this time last year. So yeah, some people stayed home. The people who didn't need to buy right now kind of took a break, took a pause. And the people who didn't need to sell right now did the same thing. I just reviewed the numbers last night. Arizona is sitting, we're at about 17% lower over this time last year for the number of home showings that we would normally have this time of year compared to last year. And that's normal. We had that big drop right about March 5th. March 17th, probably more like for Arizona. And then we started this slow climb back up to normalcy. And we're not quite there, but we are definitely coming back, and we're looking good as things move forward. Our median home price per square foot is up 11.5% over last year, meaning if you purchased a home last year, that same home is worth about 11.5% more today. Our current median price per square foot right now is $181.78. Last year is just over $163. Our months of supply is up 4.4%. So that's to be expected with everything going on because there was a small rush of people who said, oh, I need to sell now. And I've got a couple of those listings coming soon myself. But our month supply overall in Phoenix is still crazy, crazy low. We're at 1.76 months supply for the city of Phoenix last month. That means it is still a white hot, crazy seller's market for the vast majority of our price points here in the Valley. And then our median days on market is down 30%, 30.2%, in fact, over this time last year. We're sitting at a whopping 30 days, average days on market. And when you think about it, our current transactions right now take about 45. So things are moving super fast, even with transactions taking longer. So, and I think a lot of that has to do with the cash buyers who are in a little bit stronger position, who didn't have their money in the stock market. It was sitting there waiting for them, or the buyers that already had, their ducks in a row and everything. And we're starting to see more homes qualify for an appraisal to be waived, which saves a ton of time in the transaction if the home actually qualifies for that. It's not on every home, but you do see it in some of the lower price points. And with that said, it saves a lot of time in the transaction. The appraisal is what takes the majority of the time through the whole thing, the appraisal and the underwriting. So with that said, let's jump into the price points and the months of supply. If you're a buyer, these are the numbers you need to know because you need to know the lay of the land and what you can expect to pay or maybe get or not get out of a seller. And if you're a seller, same thing for you. You need to know what you're dealing with. Are things in the buyer's side or the seller's side? And it helps you figure those out both ways. All right, so like I said, overall, for the whole city of Phoenix, we're at 1.76 month supply, super crazy white hot seller's market. Under $100,000, we're at a 4.28 month supply. Now, this might also have something to do with the types of people who are out of work during this, food servers, people who aren't in the higher income brackets. We're not quite in a seller's market, but we're very close to it. We're just like one step outside the 4-month mark. 4 months or less being a seller's market. But once we get to the $100,000 to $200,000 range, it's still white hot, 1.71 month supply. So 7 weeks roughly of inventory. Same with the $200,000 to $300,000 price range. In fact, it's even more compressed there. We're at 1.16. So you're looking at 4 or 5 weeks of inventory there. And then the $300,000 to $500,000 price range is at 1.5 month supply, 1.55, still crazy white hot. People are still turning burning. And like I said, those showings are starting to climb back, and we're almost back to normal there. So we're already off to the races. The $500,000 to $700,000 price range in Phoenix is still pretty heavily weighted towards sellers. It's at 2.67. It's not as white hot. You're probably not going to get as many offers, especially if you've tended to overprice your home a little bit, but you're still there, and you should be still able to sell pretty quickly. The $700,000 to $1 million mark is just about one step outside of a seller's market. They're at 4.39 months of supply, meaning 4 months or less is the cutoff. So between anything over 4 and less than 8, you're at an even kind of stable market, trending on both sides. And then 8 months or more would be your buyer's market. When we get to the $1 to $3 million price range for the city of Phoenix, we're at a 6.86 month supply. So that's still actually pretty good. That's pretty normal. It's even, it's stable. Nobody really has the upper hand. It's right there in the middle. I would say that is a healthy place to be with everything that's going on right now. And then the $3 million mark for the city of Phoenix is at a 15.5 month supply, 15.50 for our numbers over this time last year. Last year, our $3 million price range was at a 12-month supply. So the supply has increased a little, and the demand has gone down a little bit because of those higher price points, and those jumbo loans are still not as appetizing with the higher interest rates. If somebody's financing something like that, or if they have a big wad of cash in the stock market, it's still kind of trying to recover and rally. So most people aren't going to sell at the bottom of the market unless they absolutely have to right now. So that's just something to keep in mind. I have a feeling once those jumbo loan rates come back down to the mid 3s or even 4s where they were before the liquidity crisis 6 weeks ago, I think we'll be back to normal soon. Fingers crossed. If you have any questions or you have any thoughts of selling or buying here in the Valley, give me a call. I'd love to let you know what you can expect to get for your home in your exact neighborhood. It's 480-717-9405. That's my personal cell. You can call or text me anytime, or visit DustiMartinRealtor.com, and you can get free home valuations and everything right there. Like I said, guys, let me know if you need anything. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.